Our first speaker off the block is Joanna Upton. Joanna Upton, alongside Patrick Jones, is co-founder of Bikewise, an award-winning cycle training and consultancy organization based right here in Sydney. Joanna is also an accomplished qualitative research practitioner and has many years' experience working with various clients across Sydney and London. Joanna's love of cycling predates her career, and Joanna started riding for transport as a teenager. I know what that feels like. And has worked as a bicycle messenger in Sydney and has cycled toured in many countries around the world. That's got to be so cool. Bikewise actually began in 2008, and in 2012 became a Sydney Business Award winner. With that, I'd like to welcome Joanna Upton to the stage to get involved.
So Bikewise is a cycle education and promotion company, and I guess our philosophy is about bikes as transport rather than sport. That's the main thing, and we're there to fulfill the knowledge void that's been left, and there's a big generation in terms of people who haven't been riding, and Bikewise are there to fulfill it. So if you look to the Netherlands, they've certainly got that. So what do we do? Well, we started off coming back from the UK, and we offered a cycle training course, which is to get adults riding in the city safely and effectively. And since that, we've developed a number of different courses. We've got Learn to Rides, maintenance training. We go into workplaces and talk to them about getting their employees to ride. We do a whole bunch of events. We started with 2 people, we've now got 20. So Patrick and myself were trained to national standard. Everyone you see there is an instructor, and they have been trained, which takes a bit of doing. We've recently had a recruitment drive, and we were overwhelmed with the response. And we're very happy about that. And I'm hoping the slide will change soon. So we now work for lots of local governments who want to improve cycling in their area. A lot of corporates who want to fulfill sustainability goals or safety goals. Other people that want to be instructors themselves and train their employees, and then a ton of schools, which we couldn't fit all on this slide, mostly for the 8 to 10-year-olds, getting them to work to school. But we've only scratched the surface because Sydney-siders are aching for some transport choice. The City of Sydney have got some very ambitious goals, for example, and when you look at Sydney versus some of the other cities in Australia, we're really low down the league table, but the political will is there. So we're encouraged. That's a bit of context, and then I'm going to talk to you about growth strategy, but we've definitely grown. I can't say we had any strategy whatsoever, but we've learnt a lot along the way, and I'm hoping to share some of that with you, really. This is our experience and what we found really helpful, so I hope you find it interesting. So, number 1 is we had a vision. We really had a vision. It was unifying, it was our driving force, and it wasn't sales orientated or target orientated. It was something so that we can talk about what we do and why we do it, and we were motivated by people, by bicycles, not by sales, and we wanted to change the culture of the city that we live in, and that's actually really motivating. We had lots of passion, so we all genuinely love what we do, which means you can talk about what you do very authentically. You're not trying to sell anyone anything. You believe it, you live it, you breathe it. These are all employees, were parts of the team members who work for us, and they are persuasive and convincing because they know how great cycling around is. Initially, we felt really like an imposter because we're talking about ourselves like we're a big company, but we know it's just Patrick and myself. So we had to kind of put that coat on and try and sound convincing. But it's worth us remembering that we had a whole ton of experience that we could bring on board with Bikewise, and also we were part of something bigger worldwide. We were credible, i.e. because we were trained up in London, so we were cycle instructors there, we could pull on that. But also we were lifelong cyclists. We were contributing to that kind of sub 1% of trips to the CBD, so with all that experience of what it's like to ride around in the city, we could really bring that to Bikewise. We had a fearless leader, and it's definitely, you can't be one thing, i.e. as the boss, and expect others to be different. You've got to live it and breathe it, and Patrick certainly does. Anyone who's met him knows that he's truly engaging and inspirational, and he has real belief in what he does. He's not motivated by sales at all. This should have been slide number 1. We've got a fantastic team. They're like-minded individuals, but they come from all sorts of walks of life. And we found it really hard to let go because you want to do everything yourself, but you can't. You've got to trust others. And Yeah, so they've got fantastic skills, and we really put them where we hope they're going to flourish, and also they just do wonders for Bikewise and teach us a bunch of stuff. We don't have off-the-shelf products. We have clients ring up, say, hey, I want to do something with bikes here. What do you think? And we work on ideas, and then suddenly we've got a product. And we've got a whole suite of products like that that people can take off the shelf now, because we've been listening to our clients and developing really around their needs. We document everything we do. We didn't realise how important this was until we started doing it. Pictures say a lot more than me trying to describe what we do. It's proof. It looks credible. Look at all those happy faces. And internally as well for the business, there's a real sense of momentum. Look how many people are training, kind of week in, week out. You really get to see them. And initially we were very slow. I know probably no one else in the room is, but we were slow with social media. But once we got going, it felt like a miracle. So we don't get much publicity ourselves. A lot of other people publicise the courses, but people, we take photos of the courses, people tag themselves, we get referrals, we get business leads, and there's a constant feedback loop, and there's a really nice community on there now. We've got an identity. We started off with clip art as our logo, and we let go of the podgy owl, and we think this is pretty cool, and we really love the way we look. And now we can appear online or in person. People know who we are, and both inside the team is really important as well. They're proud to be Bikewise people. We developed a website. Of course, most people develop a website, but it's not really a sales tool. It's more a point to go to for other people who are interested in cycling in Sydney. There's loads of content in there. When you look at the stats, the key things that people go back to are, you know, what bike do I need to get? How do I ride in the rain? All of this useful stuff that actually builds a lot of cred for Bikewise. We tapped into existing networks, so local government, the sustainability offices there are itching to share their knowledge. We've got academic think tanks, loads of new research that they're doing, advocacy organisations, and then the retailers really, who are at the coalface of cycling. Some of them are quite inspirational, and they certainly are good for us in terms of referrals. Awards, we entered awards and we couldn't believe it. We won the bicycle category, and we became second overall, and suddenly we can say we're an award-winning business, which is pretty cool. And they gave the whole team a buzz, really boosted morale, and gives you some of the outside recognition. You think you're doing a good job, but it's nice to have that kind of rewarded by others. And lastly, we had an opinion and we were very happy to share it. And I guess we stuck to our MO. Kind of the business came out of a belief, and it came out of wanting to change the way the city moved. We don't sit on the fence. We're backed up by academics and researchers, and people like an opinion, and they don't really like fence sitters. So I would say share your opinion and sign up for a course if you haven't already. Thank you.